Yo, what's up guys, Max here. Wanted to put this video together because, if you don't catch the live streams or you're not familiar with this, you get your Venom, even if it's a rank 2, 7-star, rank 1 Venom, depending on the resources you have, get them in your deck for the victory track for the gladiator circuit. Okay, he's going to be such an asset overall, and this is kind of, I'll explain to you the combination, everything that I got going on. So with his heavies, he armor breaks. So I do parry, which is proccing an armor up here, but with his heavies, he armor breaks, and his light attacks armor break as well because of the Battlegrounds node. He's so good. We didn't even get to launch a special, guys. 19 seconds. Now this guy is punching down, and in the way that's a rank 3 Venom going up against a rank 1 Iron Man. So rank 3 versus rank 1, obviously there's a big difference there, but I'm telling you, you're going to want to get your 7-star Venom, 6-star Venom. If you can't get a 7-star and you really like Venom, I would say even consider taking them up, or you can kind of wait until you get them. But if you want to have fun today, get a Venom inside your deck, and he's going to be such a great asset. He's one of the best champions for this meta. So here we are. Look at the bleeds, ticking over 1,300 when it comes to the bleeds, okay? And right here, we're going to look at how much. This is the gladiator circuit. So for every block hit, we do apply a armor, which is the same as a victory track, but once we hit into their block, we apply another armor, and that's one thing you got to be careful with. But look at that, the light hits are taking down those armors, and we're just going to finish it off with just a simple combo. Now that's a rank 3, I believe that's what that was, in 33 seconds. So I think that was a rank 3, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been a rank 2, but still impressive times, guys. And he's not just doing, class advantage fights. He's going up against Nick Furies. This guy's a rank 5 ascended Nick Fury, so we're going to be seeing that fight go down right now. Guys, I can't just explain how happy I am that I've took my rank 3 Venom way back when I was trying to become Valiant. He was one of my first rank 3s, and I look at, until today, he's still being relevant, completely useful in a lot of game modes, and just questing and Battlegrounds, really shining in Battlegrounds. But with the light hits, light attacks, basically those are proccing the armor breaks. This is what you're seeing me do. So he's got 7, 8, 10 armor breaks with an L1. By the way, the L1 heals them, so if you have some health loss, you can heal with the L1. And look at those bleeds, guys. Look at those bleeds right there. We kind of backed off because we weren't going to do any damage, basically, because he's healing for second form. We have 2 armor ups. We go in with the light into the Relic, into another combo, into a special one, and it is over for that Nick Fury. Now, sometimes he does have RNG, guys, because every crit applies a bleed. So we'll look into the description, and we'll look into how I have my Venom set up if you want to copy the same things. That way you have like the same results when it comes to your Venom. And if you're like, hey, Max, my Venom is not doing this, I'll show you kind of like from the top to the bottom what my Venom is set up, how masteries and kind of relics, and that information here coming up next. Let me show you how this Venom is broken down. So 7-star Venoms allow you to pick a stat focus, and offensively I have critical rating as my stat focus, allowing him to crit more, and that's going to be important, and at least for me, and I'll show you why in the description of Venom. Now I'll still show you the defensive stat focus, because in case you care for it, I have slotted him in defense maybe once or twice in this meta, but critical rating is what I have for stat focus. Now he is awakened, and he's quite high sig at 80. Okay, and that actually helps him quite a bit too at the beginning of the fight. So he basically gains these what are they called, buffs, genetic memory buffs, and buffs, right? I didn't know that, but I didn't know the exact name of genetic memory buffs. So there's basically at SIG 80 of 53, almost 54% chance to gain a 3rd buff at the start of the fight. And on top of that, the potency of these buffs are at 11% because he's at SIG 80. So now these buffs are right here. He's going to be getting some physical resistance, armor up, cruelty, precision, some fury, increase attack rating, increase critical rating, increase critical damage. So those are going to be the ones that he's going to get. Now, one of the things I want to point out, his heavy attack. You saw me do heavies. A heavy strike inflicts an armor break, reducing the opponent's armor rating by 866 for 11 seconds. Landing this attack also causes Venom to randomize his most recent genetic memory buff. So also helping you to armor break that on top, because the node helps him with the light ending combos to armor break as well. It's not guaranteed, but the heavy basically is guaranteed. Okay. And then the biggest thing, and the reason why I said earlier the stat focus is so important, is because of the critical hits right here. So each critical hit lacerates opponent with 80% chance to inflict a bleed debuff, dealing over 460 damage over 4.5 seconds. Now, the other thing to note when it comes to Venom, and this is pretty much summarizing everything you need to know when it comes to Venom, is each strike on the special one has 55% chance to steal a buff, which is sometimes if you can't take the armor ups with the light ending combos with the heavy, you can steal it with the special one and feed into the symbiote, nullifying the buff, triggering a genetic memory buff, and healing Venom for 3,500 health. Okay, dude, this guy is built offensively to be reliable. So if you take some chip damage, if you block a couple of hits, he's okay as long as you're launching the special one. Now, in case you get pushed to the special two, the special two hits a very big punch. Venom unleashes converting all genetic memory buffs into a fury buff, each increasing attack rating of over 1,300 for 12 seconds. So that becomes very powerful. Sometimes I've finished fights with just the special too. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the Relic, because the Relic does a big impact to Venom. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have a 7-star Relic, a 6-star Relic when it comes to Venom. At rank 2, by the way, and Awaken 2 as well. So for each unique buff on the champion, inflicts an indefinite bleed vulnerability, which helps. That's why you saw those bleeds really take up after the Relic was launched. And when it comes to the customizations, kind of the runes that I have when it comes to Venom, let me show you. So I have this one, which is for each unique buff on the champion, hits landed against a bleeding opponent, gain a critical damage rating and a flat 4.8 critical rating as well. So that is also improving the amount of times I crit. So more critting, more bleeds, more damage. The opponent goes down a lot quicker. Also, an increase of 2.40% for my Fury Precision and Cruelty buffs potency. Okay, and then the Bleed debuff potency is also increased by 4.80. Now, these numbers are not that impressive, but overall help the Venom with the Relic just really take down that opponent. The last hit inflicts also a bleed vulnerability, which is what you're seeing here at the top when it comes to Venom, increasing the potency of future bleeds effects over 60 by 18% for 16 seconds. So literally after you launch the Relic, and then keep in mind in Battlegrounds, you start with your spirit gauge almost at 50%. So you're going to be launching that Relic really quickly. Now, don't jump the gun. Really still time the launch of your Relic, using that towards that advantage, depending on your opponent, who you're fighting, because that's going to help you. Okay. And then lastly, my masteries really quick. The really one to be focused on when it comes to Battlegrounds is Deep Wounds. So I have that and I run that at 5 out of 5. Bleed debuffs, your champions inflict a 2.5 seconds longer. If they have more current health than their opponent, bleed debuffs inflict an instant bleed, dealing 1% of the opponent's max health as direct damage. So overall, this guy's a bleeder. He's out for blood. He wants that opponent. And let me know your thoughts. I think I would say, if not, probably I would consider Venom, if you have him at rank 3, one of the strongest champions for season 19 in the victory track in the gladiator circuit for week 1 and week 2. And then here's obviously the enhanced buff when it comes to cosmic attackers. That's why he's shining so much as well. Okay, but let me know your thoughts, guys, in the video. Does this help you? Are you considering now adding Venom into your deck? There's a lot of footage across the board of players using Venom, but if you didn't see that, hey, this is why we're here. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. I would appreciate that a lot. Take care. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.